So there are some junction points certainly that can be a problem. Like making a punch, you know, if you angle that fist, right, energy goes out your wrist, right? So you gotta kind of squeeze in a line. I would say not even totally flat, maybe a little bit like that. Squeeze through those things like that. Boom, and then what I'm trying to do is whatever I'm hitting that's hitting me back, that's the physics of it, goes into my arm and doesn't eject out of my wrist. So I got that going on. So I would say it's a fairly critical junction. So if you're making that idea with a punch, then that squeezingness right there, that inflection right there, putting peanut butter is making this work. Then when it gets to my shoulder, I want my shoulder to engage. It's not just pulling like I don't want that impact to recoil out of my shoulder. So when the guy's pushing on my arm, I don't want my arm doing that, I want my arm doing that, right? So this now becomes a critical junction, this joint. And I would say it's not even just pulling my arm tight to my body, I'm actually going to go in. Like I'm going to use these muscles back here by my scapula, I'm going to kind of go in, like support it by going in. So it's like some guy just put his hand behind my shoulder and give it a little push right there. That feeling. And that's with my squeezing the peanut butter, boom, that feeling. So I get like, boom. Then it comes down to my hips. And if your hips don't connect your torso to your stance, you're going to get this little wobbly thing that happens in your hip when the bed's pushing. So you want to substantiate that. So then he said, wow, I didn't realize it, but I really need to tighten my glute. Like I watch people, they don't tighten their glutes. They punch and their rear end. If you're trying to push this, what's substantiating this is that. Like my glute tightens this, boom, gets behind my elbow. So now, instead of the guy pushing back here, it's pushing right here. Boom, I feel that connection. And then I'm connect to the floor. So whatever the movement you're doing, you always feel connecting to the floor sensation. Do you follow that idea? So there's some very specific places where you have to be conscientious about how you're drawing that line. Later, I would say it's like you're making the energy go that way. It's not like I'm punching and then tightening. I'm like making it go that way. When you see it, it's like, it looks like those Chinese guys when they're moving. Yeah, it's the same thing, really. Just making the energy go there. So that's the sensation in my body, but then there's movement that's attached to that. Connect. It's a mudra, right?
Starting in 2020, Rick Hotton Sensei began offering a remote dojo membership program via weekly online training. The material covered in these classes follows the curriculum of his personal dojo. Although the basis of the material is founded in Shotokan Karate, the classes are intentionally focused on principles that can be universally applied to most any style. In addition, Hotton Sensei incorporates Aikido and Kobudo training, elements that have made his karate unique. The objective with this program is to provide quality content that provokes and enables students to create and continuously develop their own karate, and to inspire the spirit of exploration to the joy of practice. If you would like to join him on this unique journey, you can email your inquiry to info@sundaymorningkeiko.org.